rallies in the upper courtyard. Just so there's space for people to mingle. You get always valid on. Hold the supply so we don't start with on the top.
Need always valid on.
That would be cool if we had a dude on our side that could do that for us.
Why don't we? What?
Because they don't like the fucking Structor squad.
Yeah, what do you want?
Fire up your rallies, they're done.
Thank you.
And it's turned off. Alright, send out your kit. And then if you guys have questions, let's come over to me and we'll chat. And we'll do a brief up here.
Where did Dorf go?
Alright, go ahead.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Squad Ops One Life events. Tonight, we got Operation Rook for you. This is a Narva versus US, or sorry, this is a Narva operation. This is US versus the Russians. Very, very classic op. We'll go into it a little bit later on here, but your casters for tonight is Axegaming and XF. I definitely think that this is going to be a very powerful op. And why don't you say hello, Axe, and go over the general game?
Well, hello everyone. So like you said, a very classic op. I've played it in a couple times. I'm sure you have, XF. So pretty simple. Basically, the Russians must retrieve a lost logistics truck at the gas station here. That is an option they have. But they must also clear out enemy contact near Herman Castle, as the U.S. have fortified themselves there. And so it's pretty much attack and defend. But let's go over the assets for this op. The Russians have, for their squad, have 1 SL, 2 FTL, 2 ARs, and 1 medic per squad. The platoon has 4 RPGs and 4 GLs. For their vehicles, they get 2 times MTOB and 1 transport truck. And if they rescue their logistics truck, they can obviously use that logistics truck. And they can use that to set up a mortar fob, which has 2 mortars. For the U.S., they have per squad, they have 1 SL, 2 FTLs, 2 ARs, 1 LAT, and 1 medic. And no platoon armory. And for the vehicles, they have 2 logistics trucks, any load. And they can defend the castle with various defensive structures. So, anything you want to add, XF?
Yeah, no, I think you went over everything. Got kits and everything, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean it's a fairly simple op. Generally just a normal attack defend. However, I do like the addition of the logistics, as it does change up how the U.S. defends, as sometimes I do see they set up a squad over here in the buildings overwatching the Logi that will be inside the gas station, the Russian Logi.
Yeah, we might delay because the other team.
Okay. If we're going to delay, then let's...
Definitely an interesting ambush location. We'll see if the U.S. actually push anyone's out during live time, which is in about 4 minutes here. And we should be getting ready for a platoon brief somewhat soon. So talking about that, let's go over our command structure for tonight. Command on the US side is going to be Rose Dragon, with his SLs being Mr. Husey, Mr. Moneyman, Bump, and Dorf.
Yeah,
on the opposing side, we have Creeping. Wow, yeah, is that Creeping with it? I think so. Yeah, Creeping. I haven't seen him command in a very, very long time. It's been a year or two. And then Alpha Guido, Aethel, Revi, and Clay J. And you also can see there's Karma Cut on the Russian side as well, so we have to keep an eye out for him. But definitely very, normalized SLs here. I like to see what Creepin does, as he hasn't played played Command since I want to say like V9.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen him command, and Rose actually has quite a bit of command experience on this op, so it's going to be interesting to see the dynamics change here of what's actually going to...
Yeah, I'm not too sure if Rose is going to be doing a command brief here, but I did hear him bring up the fact that it sounds like they're going to be kind of fobbing up Castle very, very hard and letting the Russians push them. We'll see if it works out, as there's not enough corners. There's not enough corners for the amount of men that will be on Castle.
Alright, Moneyman, make sure one logic...
The only thing I worry about is if they only focus on Castle and they don't even try to stop that Logi. If the Russians go to retrieve it, mortars can destroy most defenses, and they can break down their defense very quickly. I've seen it happen multiple times, so I feel like at least the one squad should be tasked on at least, destroying that Russian Logi once they get inside.
Oh yeah, for sure, and at least going out and destroying the mortar fob if they do receive their Logi. So that squad that is out of the castle zone should be fairly mobile and trying to stay alive for as long as possible. So even if they fail at defending the Logi, they need to then, neutralize that mortar fob.
Alright guys, this is going to be kind of a hasty brief.
And we're going to be watching in the U.S. platoon brief.
Alright, welcome everyone to Squad Ops Saturday. Today we're playing Operation Rook, which is honestly one of my favorites, and it's a ton of fun. Anyway, so we have been asked by NATO command, to come out here to the castle at Herman Castle and set up a roadblock and command center for to delay possible Russian incursion into Estonia. So we've been hastily settled here, so hastily that a few of us might not have remembered to pick up our ammo. So we'll be bringing some ammo out for you guys. We've been ordered to set up a checkpoint in the road just north of us and defend the castle in case of any Russian. While we came in, we noticed some suspicious activity at the gas station up there, and we'll probably also send a squad out to go check that out. What we'll do is Dorf's squad is in charge of the parapets up here on this upper courtyard where we're currently standing. Mr. Moneyman, his squad will be down where the actual radio is, the command center, down in the lower courtyard, and the parapets facing south. Mr. Husey will take his squad to the rocks to the north castle where the helmet marks are, and there provide overwatch on the road and also help build up the roadblock road. Let's see here. Last squad, Mr. Squad, you guys are going to head south, more or less following the point of interest marks. You guys are going to go 200 to 300 meters, basically follow this outer circle of the fob line, check for suspicious activity. I might send you guys over to the Logi to go check and see what's going on there. And you guys are basically going to be trolling in an arc around the fob, kind of keeping eyes out there at a bit of a distance. It's pretty straightforward. Any questions?
Got 10 seconds.
Alright. Well, if there aren't any major questions, let's break it out.
Team 1-3, 1-2-3, nothing.
Yo, don't
Alright,
die.
so as you can see here, these helmet marks on the map is where he's going to have a squad, as well as he's also going to send a squad to gas station. So the question is if they're just going to defend castle or protect the Logi, is they're going to do both, which I agree with. The only thing that you worry about there is spreading your guys too thin. So he needs to be able to get ready to pull them back if need be. I've seen people like focus on it too much and then just lose a squad early. So there's going to be a balancing act there, but I think it's definitely doable. So let's see how he manages that on Rose's side.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, it is a balancing act, but that is the glory part about being a command. You usually have that experience to know when your SLs should pull their squad back and when they need to hold their position. And I think US, for the most part, should be staying fairly reserved when they're outside of the castle, as they don't want to lose many men on the outside. But on the inside, they can't really go anywhere anyway, so they just gotta hold their corner.
Indeed. If the U.S. Outside of the main wall here can actually stay quiet and let the Russians just start bombarding the castle and rushing in, they can actually make a pretty good flank if properly executed. So it's gonna be interesting.
Everything's moving. Alright, they're sending to our east, sounds like.
So as we are live, just going over here to the lower bridge on the southern side, looks like we got, I'm going to say, let's see, 3 men, I want to say 2 squads? No, I would say a squad plus command coming in on the south side. There's a Russian that we're looking at. They're just going to be moving in on the south. Maybe they'll run into squad 2. That would be to the far side of train depot. But the rest of the Russian platoon going northbound currently using both MTLBs and Logi. That's going to be the remaining 3 squads.
Supplies are here, use them all. Let's get lots of indirect fire set up.
Some of these MTBs are so full, there's actually men sitting on the outside. One of them being an SL, so... maybe the SL should have got in?
Interesting movement from the U.S. Sending this squad over here by train yard. I really don't know exactly what they're going to do with
Yeah,
that
there's
squad.
traces going off to these Russians. It's almost about to hit this Logi, and it might have hit someone on top of the MTLB. I don't think so. Logi definitely took hits, though, as it's down a little bit, but I don't think it wounded anyone. That was some close shots by that AR. Very nice.
Door confirmed. Did all units go north?
2 MTLBs and a truck. One of the MTLBs had dudes riding on top, so it looked like their whole team.
Dorf is calling out that they're thinking the full entire enemy platoon being Russian, going northbound. However, there is a squad plus their command coming in on the south.
And if Rose is able to, if he continues looking southeast, he'll see them cresting.
Actually, have them do full build from here on out. Did everyone get ammo that needed it?
So right now we have the Russians coming up along the riverbed. I don't think they're actually, I think they might be going just for the castle directly. And they're going to be using all this armor as a distraction. They're being fairly sneaky. Everyone's crouched. Everyone's in line. Pretty dang good spacing as you move around here. I think as soon as they get up to this point, though, this is a possibility of them getting spotted. As we can see, there's a nice little opening, and I think that is Dorf. Yeah, that's Dorf right there. You might be able to see him. Axe is on the roof. Or sorry, no, not Axe. Rose is on the roof.
Dorf, what's
Command, so they might be able to see him if they're not too busy building.
And it looks like Rose is a little bit busy building and hasn't called out anything.
Yeah, they're not quite in visual range yet. It's just because of the geometry in it. Just don't think they could quite make that shot. But it's, yeah, creeping nose as soon as he rounds this corner. That is when that's when they're gonna get spotted.
Rose just needs to turn around and look the other way.
Yeah, he's very close. Everyone's thinking that all the vehicles is where the entire platoon's at on the northbound side. You can see
Rose really exposed right now.
Yeah, Rose actually sent up Squad 4, Mr. Hughesy's squad, going northbound to check out and just get some proxy to check out where the Russians are going from.
It looks like they've called it out. Now they're going to light them up.
Or the south side, yeah.
Contact 138 from the castle. They're right on the west side, west bank of the river.
Good eyes, man. Good eyes.
I don't think anyone's taken a shot yet. No. Actually, Nova is hit, but no men dead. See, yeah, they're going to be retreating from that hill line right there. I think they were relying very heavily off of not getting spotted. But, well, they did, and now they have to get out of there. And this is going to take a very long time, so they can't exactly just stand up and run away.
They are,
Actually, wait, did Command just go down? No, sorry, Fitzy. A different SL. He takes a shot.
Keep up orbiting the gas station for now.
I saw 2 SLs here, but there's not 2 squads worth of infantry that was moving around, so I assumed that Command was down here, but it is not. So one of their SLs is down at this point. That is also our first casualty.
Still very accurate shots on.
Yeah, as soon as they get around that bend, they should be okay. But their cover is most definitely blown.
And with that new suppression animation, you know that their screens are very dark right now.
Yeah, they're not doing very good, and the Russians haven't fired a single round back, so it's not helping out at all. Dorf has his men coming up to what I believe is the University of Narva, just the southern road of it.
Correct. Brick.
And they're getting ready to move up into through the soccer field, I think, and up into the brick building. The Russian platoon is also moving into that same location right now. So I think we're gonna see these guys. Yeah, they should actually be able to see each other. Yeah, really soon they're gonna see each other.
I'm bringing
Here.
my squad to fire team. Contact straight north of us. Contact straight north of my fire team.
Sorry, no, it was actually
Copy
not
that,
Dwarf. It was on.
Two,
It was
go ahead
two.
and engage them in this ball field.
Bump.
moving
He
east. Got it.
sees
Echo 360.
contacts moving
Echo
eastbound.
360.
Full squad. Calls him out. Does he see his men to his east though? I think
God,
Bump
don't
is about to
get
get
too engaged or
overwhelmed.
Just
Very,
float
very
around.
fast if he does not pull back.
Lead them on a bit of a merry chase.
Yo, make sure that sandbag's not blocking the door of the bunker.
Yeah, if Bump doesn't pull south faster, he's gonna get overwhelmed.
Ignore that for now, monkey.
Yeah, MTLBs are northwest.
So it looks like the Russian contact to the southeast was successfully able to push off, only losing about 2 people. One of them being a SL.
You want us to before we drop supplies? Or
Yeah, for sure one being an SL, which is quite unfortunate. But there is some quite good FTLs out there as well. Oh,
Yeah,
Zeke
losing-
can't get over the wall and he dies! Oh no.
Are you getting
Their
engaged?
medic, their US medic goes down in squad 2, so he couldn't quite get over the wall. He used to do just a few more box jumps and he could probably get over that low wall.
And the defense on the castle is quite unique. I actually haven't seen a defense that looks like this. Most of them focus on this side wall here, and they're not. They're actually using a lot more mortar shelters here, indirect fire shelters here, and I think it'll work because I think the Russian is going to try to get a mortar, as that is really effective against this castle.
Yeah,
and U.S. have prepared to counter it.
All those defenses are now, well, gone. I mean, not defenses, but all the supplies is now at a limit now. The MTLBs cut off the Logi, returning back to main. That is going to be it for the U.S. supplies now at this point.
Southwest.
That was
near the
a
gas
Logi
station.
truck that just couldn't make it out. I didn't know what the driver was.
My
But
squad
yes,
just
the
filed
MTLBs
into
have
one
finally
small
killed the US
building that- or
Logi.
not- or with
Sorry,
multiple
one of the
roofs, we're all
Logis,
up.
still one
We're just
more.
gonna stand by one of these.
Got atomic
You need to
teach
divert further south. Go ahead.
You can totally see though that squad 2 is just starting to get surrounded here. They gotta move. They're getting a platoon or a squad that moved off to the east. They're gonna be using squad 4, but they got 2 more squads plus MTLB just right on top of them. They gotta be very, very careful here.
Yeah. It turned right at this intersection east of us. It sounds like it's going south. It's both MTLBs combined. Yeah, both MTLBs just over us.
And it looks like Alpha Guido is able to lead this squad that got pinched in the southeast. And he's actually following the train track route. And it looks like he's going to reinforce the rest of his squad, the rest of his platoon to the northwest.
Copy. 4, if you need to pull back to the rocks proper, go ahead and do so. I trust your judgment.
Squad 4
Roger
should
that.
see it.
Peach, what route are you trying to take?
Up next to shipping yard, just east of shipping
Squad
yard.
4 calls out their MTLBs to the north.
There was contact southeast.
And command is moving in directly to where Bump is all held up here.
Yeah,
He's got his one-man Code John with him.
Negative.
Rooftop,
village.
which building?
Interesting that the
village south?
Russians have not yet gone for the
north of us.
Logi.
Copy.
They
I
got
think
one
they
of
could
them,
easily get it out.
but yeah, that one, yeah. Rescue the Logi.
Yeah, they could easily do it right now, but I mean, of course, they don't know that. They don't have the eyes we do.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they were in contact with a squad to their south. That was Bump Squad. I'm hovering over right now, and they're still here.
Straight west. No, get down.
And creeping looks like he's just gonna
but I didn't. He's
just
probably got a buddy.
run out
Hey,
in this alleyway straight towards the.
Yeah, and I think Bump is not going to do anything. They're going to leave him in this. They're just going to leave all his men in this one building.
Yeah, not a very good strategy in my opinion. They should definitely spread their guys out in this yellow building, as it has good eyes towards where that Logi can go.
Does anyone need ammo?
Yeah, for sure. And then also, I believe the yellow building only has entrances on the front side where it's facing the open road.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. So that would be an amazing building to hold. As well, the people in the north could cover the entrance, and the people in the south, and the people on the south could cover the entrance on the north, and it's just perfect crossfire that you could get.
And the
with that
Russians
building.
also have reinforcements coming from the southeast. It looks like they're coming from train tracks, and they're going to come. It looks like towards the Russian Logi that is stranded at the gas station.
We're just hunkered down.
Yeah, that was the original squad that made contact on the south side on the riverbed.
Without being engaged, go ahead and do so. But if you can catch him in the rear, that'd be good. Just take the initiative on where you're going.
Yeah, solid copy. Yeah, right now we're in.
So yeah, the Russian squad up here to the north, the 2 MTLBs, is getting pinned down by saw fire. Of course, besides the MTLBs, who are just trying to get shots on to the castle.
Copy. I have infantry contact to your west, in Echo or 5.
Copy. Yeah, no,
like there's this thing up to get the Logi.
Copy. If we hear him, we'll move out, but at the moment we're, Copy.
It's the first map I saw and played when I found Squad Ops. Yeah, this is actually not a very common map for us to play on. However, I like it a lot. I like Rook, and I believe Expit's in here, but I believe Han, it was the very first operation that we played on, and that was during like a private playtest for, man, was it V10 when Narva came out, or V11? No, it was a long time ago. Still be not spotting anything, but fair enough. There is quite a few Americans that want to hide from that. No need to die to an MTLB.
Indeed. Hamdog's making sure his guys don't even shoot at the MTLB, only shoot at the rear. Don't want to waste that vital ammo on the front. And it's not going to do enough damage. You need to hit it in the.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the Russians or the U.S. may supply via the ammo boxes. I'm trying to look here.
As safely as you can. Try not to be exposed to the MTLB.
Rose making sure his squads hide from the MTLB. Don't even want them exposed.
Yeah, both teams may supply from vehicles and ammo bags, so they could get a rifleman to fire off, I believe, was it 3 lats off of one rifle bag.
Shoots. Russell shoots at the MTLB, hits the underbelly of the front.
Did you hit some?
Yeah, very nice shot right there. It takes out, I believe, about a third of its health right there. So another 3 shots to the front, just like that, and that thing will be going down.
TD's gone.
Squad 4, you up? Hamdog?
And the Russian infantry slowly pushing on this village here.
Copy.
I'm really surprised because, I mean, 3 is kind of kept their men over to the far west. However, Squad 1 has moved over to the west, or sorry, to the east to join up with Squad 2. And that leaves basically a full squad on top of a full squad. Actually, less than that, just looking at the map. Engaging Bump Squad. But we'll see what Bump does here.
If Hamdog does not pull back now, he will end up surrounded, or at least pinned.
Just next to it.
So Hamdog is hiding behind some fences. He has an MTLB directly to his north and another MTLB to his northwest, with infantry pushing close to his west and northwest. Just clearing out these buildings here. If he doesn't move either northeast to make a push on the MTLBs or just get out of there, he's going to get pincered real quick.
Bump is moving. He gets engaged by Command's little buddy here.
Copy.
And Code John.
Copy that, Bump.
And Rustles is trying to get a shot. Looks like
Slowly around the
Rustles
corner,
is
though.
trying
We've been
to see, find the MTOB. Get another shot.
I think I saw Matador.
It's somewhere up there.
Watch corner.
Copy.
If creeping goes down, this could be very, very severe to their front. Creeping takes a hit right on this map. He's critically wounded. Not fatally quite yet. Nade goes out on their side. It goes far. This might get creeping. No, it's barely too far away. Another nade goes out. It lands right next to him. And creeping goes down to the nade. Oh no, that is it for Russian command.
Copy.
Big shot to the U.S. The Russians, I mean.
Copy that part. Is
Logi is straight west of us. We may have killed the driver. Logi is neutralized Echo 486.
And they shot up the Logi driver as well as they extracted it.
Your way south. Get yourself back to the rock. And
Someone asking what server is
At this point,
This is actually a event that we host every Saturday, twice Saturdays, and then once on Wednesdays. You can find us over at squadups.gg, where you can sign up over there. And all you have to do is just do basic SOT training. However, was it this weekend? This Wednesday? I believe so. No, it was already, last Wednesday already passed. But the first Wednesday of every month, we do have a open session where you do not require basic to join.
and the Russians from the north are now pushing into the village very, very effectively, but still getting suppressed from the castle. Hamdog managed to get his guys out of there, but lost, I think, one guy as he pushed back.
Yeah, there's just nothing Hamdog could do about two squads plus two armored vehicles pushing against him. That is just way too much. But luckily enough, creeping went down in, I think, just the right time. All the decisions kind of been made. All the U.S. is starting to retreat back to castle and just get back hunkered down. So Russians, their only job right now is going to be to huddle up and push in.
There's a lot of GL up here now.
Yeah, there's a lot of GLs from the
Who we have here? We have Alpha Gudu pushing up with his squad. This is the original squad that made contact on the riverbed. He'll be going through castle from the south side. We'll see if he gets spotted here. There is men that are sweeping.
Go ahead and have your guys reinforce the lower courtyard.
And it looks like the U.S. have been completely pushed off of the north rock face here.
Yeah, and he goes. The man who's sweeping south pulls back just right at the wrong time.
Somewhere near the traffic circle, there's GLs engaging us.
Anyone else can go get eyes on them, though? I don't think so. Oh, the man who's just checking the southeast sees him. No, he doesn't. Or does he? I'm not sure. He looks south.
No. I don't know if I agree with the U.S. decision to put the fob here in a really, really exposed position.
Yep, it was called out. Justice is going to throw a nade right on top of them. Nade goes out. Where does it land, though?
I'm in a position to
I think it lands right on the river. Yeah, just barely past them.
And U.S. command just running down in the lower level with the Russians closing in on the north side with MTLB support. They're going to be able to light up that entire lower section of the castle. The only hope that the U.S. have to flank the northern Russians here is, looks like Lex, Ryan. Looks like Kumquat's leading the charge here.
I want to see what happens.
He might be able to make a push on Clay J.
The only remaining force from the Russian squad that engaged to the west is Sleeve, who's just kind of hunkered up in a building. Bump is retreating back to castle, and he might catch the rest of the Russians who have pushed up to the rocks right on their flank here.
They're closing in close.
They're not in a very good fighting position, though. However, they just got an SL. Who was it, though? I just gave up to think his name.
I might go down.
And the Russians pushing in from the south. Only two of them.
Still going on.
Go ahead, 4.
It's Alpha Guido and Church.
Copy 4. Focus on that position you have there. let's just make sure everyone's trying to keep
Another
looking at
assault
more
takes out
spots.
one more.
We have enemies straight east of us.
M2B gets hit one more time with lat here. So this is the second one, so the other M2B is over there. Still at 2/3 health as well. Okay, this Russian squad over to the far west rocks is
And there's a
getting
nade.
absolutely vaporized.
Barely miss Alpha Guido with that nade.
Straight east of us, about 100 meters, and there's infantry across from us.
Copy that, dude.
I was in the building.
And there's
of
another nade. It's going to be a little
I was, like,
far.
hit. All these buildings are actually made out of wood. So on the Russian MTLB, I believe it's a KPTZ, something like that. It shoots a very, very high caliber round. So it can easily pen the wooden walls and just go straight through them and create spalling, all that kind of nasty stuff that will definitely kill you on the other side.
I yet to see one. But there is copy that.
And nade close.
This is looks like from there.
We good over here, Turtle?
Copy that door. What's it looking like from your position?
Checking. Tell me if you guys have eyes on the MTLB, okay?
Yeah, okay. Copy. Here it comes directly, 105, 105. Directly towards us.
I think
Yeah,
Bartok's going to be lining up a lat shot here. The MTLB.
Look, just lean around the corners, directly down the MSR.
Copy that. Three keeps your defense pulled in.
Lat shot goes out. It makes a hit.
6 strong.
And he's down to 2/3. Or sorry, just a third now.
And Alpha Guido and Food Chest able to go all the way to the east side of the castle and is able to climb the wall here.
You lost a lot of men to that south side.
Yeah, it's only them two left.
Actually, kills are quite even. We're at 17 and 12, so only a 5 death difference halfway throughout the game. Not that big of a deal. Definitely recoverable.
Alpha Guido's gonna sneak in on the US here. Gonna take out Turtle.
Oh, he only sees the guy far. He doesn't see Turtle.
Wow. Alpha Guido misses his shots and gets taken out by Turtle. But the MTLB was able to flank around to the south, and now is lighting them up. Takes out Saviv and Hawk. Turtle, the only one left on this wall here. But it looks like Sheer Chest is going where his SL.
West corner. Yeah, southwest side is breached.
Yeah, looking at the map just in general.
And Turtle's
here.
able to take him out.
Oh man, we gotta update the mod here. We're just waiting. As soon as we can get rid of these ammo cams, it'd be so much easier to read. Just kinda do a hover over here. But the Russians, not many men left, but they are starting to make a breach up on the north side. Still a few men over to the west, but we have about a half of a U.S. squad far west.
And the Russians have breached the castle.
They're down. Keep holding his
North side
The Russians have breached the castle and is lighting the U.S. up quickly.
I'm by myself out here.
Kills all of a sudden shift to 21 and 19. U.S. taking advantage. So they have a
Fourth pin down in this building.
Whole squad's dead.
Closing very, very fast.
keep holding
On the
there.
radio.
Keep holding that.
2 is moving in on the south as fast as we can.
And Jaworf is taken.
Copy that.
Squad leader command now.
At least, looks like 5 men inside the castle. Yeah, 5 U.S. troopers
So-
left inside the castle.
Primary hold area, right?
Yeah. The Russians have basically completely taken charge of the upper side, the upper part of the castle. The lower side is the only thing left, which is shocking because it's normally the other way around. It's normally the Russians take the lower side first, but good to see a change in pace in the ops. So Rose is probably in a very exposed position right above him.
That northern push is usually very hard, but it's a very open area, and then on top of that, you got a lot of abilities for you to hide from people shooting you from the hilltop, and, well, see you come to the stairs and just mow you down.
On the radio, Bill, guy. Just don't get exposed.
There's so many Russians above Rose right now. Rose.
So in the second round, are the teams swapped, or are the Russians going to defend? Yes, the teams are swapped. However, we're going to stay on the U.S. side, so you'll be able to hear the opposing side's command structure.
Brennan ain't fucking jumping onto the roof.
Wow.
Rose
These,
is able to take out one Russian.
these
There's
US
so
are actually
many.
wrecking them off. They're throwing nades up there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just peeking in ways that they're just getting shot.
They're playing smart. They're using defender's advantage. They're not pushing them. They're letting the Russians push. Very effective. And they're like outnumbered and have no cover and still being able to pick them off. Very impressive.
Move up in, but wait for the NWBs to pass.
So we still have Squad 2. This was originally Bump Squad that was engaging over by the Logi area that actually took out Command on the Russian side. And well, they're coming over very, very slowly. However, they have a slight vehicle issue. It's called MTLB, and they really got to deal with it. And I'm not sure if they have enough lat to deal with this vehicle anymore.
Got a second one that I'm going to lob up, more to the north though.
Yeah, the MTLBs have definitely been a massive trouble for the U.S. to handle.
Yeah, let's see. So we got one MTLB that's gunned by Chaplin. He has 1 kill. The second one, I'm gonna get, yeah, it's Vindication, has 3. But the amount of suppressive fire they put down, it's just been insane.
Very useful being able to, the MTLBs be able to lay down that base of fire as the infantry move in. Very effective.
Do you have eyes on the MTLB?
Negative, and I don't really plan to poke my head out considering they have to come in here.
Went over it. But yeah, like, I mean, I think it's interesting here, just how the Russians just got wiped on the north side because they peeked. And I gotta give it to Atomic Peach, man. He's held this angle by this tree, and I think he, like, 1-tapped or 2-tapped, like, 4 people now. And he goes down to a Russian cell? No, to the backside when they're rotating around.
And the Russians have, like, slowly pushed into the lower side and is picking off the U.S. one by one.
Copy.
Looks like Reynes, Rose, and K9 are the only 3 people
We lost our lab.
left in the lower side of the castle.
So yeah, Atomic Peach got a total of 4 men just by standing over by that tree and hitting them on the upper side. Absolutely great work right there. Actually, it looks like the last shot go out. Yes, another last shot went out to the MTB. It hit him one more time.
I can't be seen at all.
Rose in a very tricky position.
Dead yet.
Yes.
Oh, is he gonna run across the road? Kumquat's running across the road at the MTB fighting. Yeah, that's
Southwest corner. Well,
that's not a
window. The most southwest one. There might be a little opening.
Yeah,
I see.
I wonder if their lat went down and fired that shot. Looks like he did. I don't see any men with the law on the
There's
backpack.
definitely some enemies kind of on the west side, and there's some above us. Try to come in on the northeast corner ledge and take control of the upper yard too.
Copy. We'll try our best. We're only 3 strong.
Alright.
2 strong.
Backaboo.
It's just me. Fuck.
This
We
is
just
a
lost our
legend
guys
from
a
another
guy in
game.
center.
He just takes out 2 men running through the open on the south side. Beautiful work by Backaboo. Another clutch by Backaboo is coming? I think so.
Or try to take that guy out. Try to take that guy out.
Definitely MTL.
Let's see if there's any more. Yes, there's one. Got Big EI. He's coming in. That's the only man who's going to come in to assist the other 3 men on Castle.
Yeah, there's lots of infantry on the top area. I saw 2 of them running around.
Copy. Then, yeah, go and throw a few more nades.
Eventually, these M2 beginners are going to have to get out and join in the fight if the Russians who are on foot cannot clear them out. One Russian goes down to Big EI.
Where is those guys? Are they up on the ramparts?
They're up like straight west of me, and they're up on top.
They're trying to
of, like,
communicate to
the
find out
second
where
story
these
area,
guys
that little,
are.
Like, shack, like they're under it. I don't know what the fuck.
So
it's
there's
called,
4 men in the
Yeah,
MTLB that can bail out and join in the fight.
I think I got MTLB pushing on my ass. Fuck.
So definitely the Americans are outnumbered at this point.
I think there's only like 4 or 5 of them left, including the MTLBs.
I gotta push in, boys. This might be the end of me.
Yeah, there's one on the ramp near the stairway.
Biggie eyes trying to push in.
Barely misses. Yeah, misses getting hit.
Use that room right. Yeah, just hold that link.
He does get hit. He's bandaging up right now.
This guy's upstairs. Well, upper courtyard.
Is Rose gonna push this man into the garage? Yeah, no.
Rose goes down.
We lost Rain.
And it looks like one man in the north goes down. Last man is now K9. No, K9 and Big EI.
So U.S. loses their command finally, with the Russians losing their command very early in the game, and the Russians still managed to do very, very well. Good job on the Russian SLs to pick up the
Roger, I had a few shots on someone, but not
the command there.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair,
if you have any nades,
they did do,
happy if you could put some on the ramparts.
like, the U.S. command did his job. I think at the point that he died, it wouldn't have made too much of a difference.
You can get about another 6 out there. Or at least hope 6.
Trying to keep track of these guys. They changed how dark the highlights are. And definitely is a lot harder to see now. Russians rotating around the north side of Castle.
Good. I think I'm hearing someone pushing on me, or at least above me looking in, so...
K9 hears the Russian looking over his shoulder here. His AR. He's just watching the radio.
I'm sure it's me, because I can hear the rifle.
Big EI should hear those shots north, pushes it. Take out one? No, it does not.
Big EI goes down. K9 takes out a Russian pushing the radio. Will he take out another? He does. He has to stay in that corner. This AR is gonna light up.
Yeah, he jumps through the opening in the sandbags. He gets taken out from that angle. Beautiful angle. Great way to flank right there. That is GG. Fantastic round. 29 to 33. So that was really, really close to the end right there. Great job by both commands at just setting up their squads and letting them do their thing. But ultimately, the Russians did come out with the victory. Again, this was Squad Ops One Life events. If you want to play in one of these events, make sure to sign up at squadops.gg, where you can sign up for basic training, and then you can go ahead and do any operation that you can see on the calendar.
You've got your grenade out.
If you like just enjoying the ops and just watching them, make sure to follow us over at twitch.tv/squadops or go over to youtube.com/squadops, where you can find all the previous VODs and all that type of good stuff.
Squad Ops, that would be cool.
And yeah, we'll be back with round 2 after we swap teams, get things all set up. We'll be back in just a few minutes, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out to SOTT Basic. I'm your instructor today, Hammering Hutch. You guys can simply just call me Hutch. When we are suppressing an enemy target, the whole intent of this is to keep the enemy's head down so an adjacent unit can maneuver onto them. During this process, we have a thing that happens automatically and organically, whether it be with buddy teams or fire teams. The whole intent is to ensure there's no lull in the gunfire, thus talking guns. Open fire. Contact front. Alpha, bound. I'm up. He sees me. I'm down. Bravo, bound. I'm up. He sees me. I'm down. All right, Bravo set. Alpha, up. He sees me. I'm down. You're now in what is known as a file. You're now in what is known as a staggered column, and usually used when on patrol or when moving from one location to another where contact is imminent. And these are a few of the basic formations that we use during squad ops.
scraping. So what's the plan for basement and where everyone's gonna be?
So we're mostly going to stay on Castle. Really.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back to Squad Ops One Life Events Part 2 of Operation Rook. This is a U.S. versus Russian operation on Narva. This is round 2. So we have switched teams now. The commands are different, all that kind of stuff. I do see quite a few people in chat asking, can we join, all that kind of stuff. Let me go over that real fast before we go into how this event is going to be running down tonight. So, again, if you want to go ahead and join the event and you have no idea what we are, go ahead and sign up over at squadops.gg. You can take the SOT Basic over there, and that'll let you get into any one of our events. From there, all you have to do is sign up. However, there's usually spots open up on the second round. Again, that is usually. Tonight might be an exception, but you have to just see. So if you hop into the pre-op, there should be an event admin that will drive down and talk to you and see, where you're on the wait list and if you can join or not. This is, again, not clan versus clan, as anyone can sign up on the squadops.gg website and join in on our events. With that being said, Axe, my co-commentator for tonight, I'm being XF, of course. Why don't you go over the operation for tonight?
With your
So, this is Operation Rook. A great operation. I've played it multiple times. XF's played it multiple times. So, and the commands have played it multiple times. So, not a new op. This op's been played multiple times, so everyone kind of knows what's going on. But for those of you that do not, what is going on is the Russians kind of lost their logi. It ran out of gas, and so it's at the gas station. But the Russians who drove it there are nowhere to be seen. So the Russian army has basically been tasked to recover that logi at the gas station. And once they do that, they have a choice to do that or not. But they want to. Their main mission is to eliminate all U.S. forces of Herman Castle, which is the castle you're seeing right now that I'm flying over. So the U.S. job is to defend this castle and hold this position here. The Russians' job is to take out the U.S. and take over the castle. If they recover that logi, they can build a mortar fob with 2 mortars. That is very, very effective in this op, and I hope to see the Russians try to take it. Very interesting. So let's go over actual kits. The Russian, to be able to complete this task, in each squad is going to have 1 SL, 2 FTLs, 2 ARs, and 1 medic per squad. The platoon armory consists of 4 RPGs and 4 GLs. So a lot of firepower on the Russians. And they also have, for vehicles, 2 MTLBs, 1 transport truck, and if they rescue the logi, of course, they can use the logi. And if the logistic truck is rescued, they can put up a mortar fob. So let's go over to the U.S. The U.S. assets include, per squad, is 1 SL, 2 FTLs, 2 ARs, 1 LAT, and 1 medic. For the vehicles, they have 2 logistics trucks, and they can fob up this castle with various defensive structures to repel the Russians. We're going to be following the U.S. today in round 2 to see how they defend this castle and hold off the Russians.
Alright, let's go round.
So generally, I think this is actually... I personally really like this map, as frustrating as it can be, mainly because there is like a rhythm to the battle, where it's like every minute or so, you have this small little opening that you can cross the road with, and only a few guys. You can't cross with many, but like 1 or 2 can cross in this small little opening that happens every couple minutes, just due to the general lows in a firefight. There's never really a constant stream of fire. see an MRAP pulling up here. I think that might be just used for transport, or maybe they got an airdrop by our glorious man who designs all these ops. He is getting some more extra men on hands, but Xbit being the man who designed this op and many, many others.
Tell your lat that he can drive the Humvee back.
It is tending to be a fairly common occurrence, though, with Xbit, is he sees something go a little bit wrong, he goes and sends a DM to one of the event admins, say, hey, why don't you sprinkle in a little bit extra flair into the ops, and I do like that he does that. I do think it adds quite a nice dynamic scenario to the game where you don't quite entirely know what assets you will be getting.
Because when he gets out of the Logi's not going to stick around with the...
Indeed, I do enjoy when something little extra is sprinkled in, and then the Russians, and they come in, they're gonna be like, "What the heck?" It's gonna be interesting to see how they deal with it, though. To deal with that.
I would really like to see more ops that are based off of dice rolls. You know, where you can basically roll a dice, and whatever number it is what is the operation loadout. Like, let's say you roll a 6, and that means the Russians get, for say, 2 empty LBs, and the US only get lats, right? Or you roll a 1, and the US get, you know, 2 MRAPs, and the Russians get only lats. I think that would be pretty cool.
It definitely is a good idea. I actually have never thought of that, but I know that we have ops with dice rolls to determine location, so I'm sure it wouldn't be hard to implement at all.
For sure. So I'm saying it would be cool to see Xbit commentate on one of the ops. I totally agree. In fact, Xbit, I know you're listening, and you should definitely commentate one of these ops. We got our live time, 1:39, so we're about 10 minutes out here.
Tell me when it's done.
Indeed, TW mortars make pretty much anything intense. Any explosions in my mind make everything.
It's like we are clones.
Alright, looks like it's just general setup right now. Maybe they're driving this MRAP back. I'm not entirely sure.
Well, okay.
Be interesting to see. I think they're gonna be driving back to main. I'm hoping to see that they are gonna be using that in there. Let's see the Russian side. I think they're gonna be doing their platoon brief. I don't see any type of platoon brief going on the US side. However, it is a little bit early to say that right now. You like how the mortars sound? Yeah, definitely. I agree. I think the mortars sound quite well in this game. I would like to see a little bit better explosion graphics, but again, that's way more inducive. And we do already have scenarios where when there's a lot of mortars, you get very, very high stutter. See, Russian doing their platoon brief right now, which means we are fairly close here to going live. How long is this supposed to be in alpha? The devs said, I don't know if they said it recently, but they said until the end of this year is when they're intending to release it from alpha. Do I think that's gonna happen? I think there's a chance that it could, but I wouldn't bet my money on it. I'd rather them take their time though and work out all the kinks and add everything how they want and make it very, very high quality like the rest of the game before, you know, they release an update, which is what they have been doing, and I think it's a really good ad. Just a way of doing business.
Throw nades and smokes up to the upper rampart at the 5 mark and breach the wall and just take it over, all right? Let loose the hounds of war when you get up there. After the MCLB is going back, pick me up and a few other stragglers, and make another ferry across the river and kind of be floating. Once they're in, the suppression will shift fire a little bit, and when they can't accurately fire anymore, they're going to join the fight based on their squad lead's prerogative, all right? So it's going to be pretty fun, very aggressive, very quick start. It's going to be very interesting to see how it goes. Any questions? All right, let's go ahead and break them out, get everyone loaded into the truck, and ready to go.
Husey, would you like Charlie to go with command? Because we have the two payouts.
Back to main. Logis and MRAP back to main.
Alright, so you guys heard in on the Russian brief. We got a little bit of a TLDR on them through our glorious man doing all the multicam action that you guys are watching right now, adding just a very nice high amount of production quality to our Squad Ops events, where he just told us that, yeah, the Russians are going to be very, very aggressive, no mortars, no going for the Logi at all, north-south push, and just right off the bat, they're going to go for it. They're going to give the U.S. no break at all.
Very, very interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that done.
No, I don't think so either. I think that's the exact reason why he did that. I think he just wants to see if it will work. We'll see if it does work. It definitely is an experiment, to say the least.
You gotta spice it up a little bit.
Yeah.
He's definitely doing that with that tactic.
I don't know where they're going to be dismounting, but I hope it's in good cover. That's all I can say right there.
I'm letting you know that I'm sending a fire team east the castle across the water.
I had a guy leave.
He might even take this main bridge, but I somehow doubt it. Like, if he does a southern push and he gets them all looking on this, you know, these buildings over here, and then all of a sudden, boom, M2B rolls across the bridge north side, like, he might be able to get away with it, but I don't think so. I think he's going to be going across the far northern bridge that we saw last time being used, and then come south from there.
Yeah, indeed. That's the bridge I would use. It's the best one to use in this position.
I think was our live. It should be 143 if I'm correct. Yeah. So we are about a minute out at this point.
From south to north. Okay. Just give me a nice line from south to north coming off.
Twitch audio keeps on cutting out. All right, we'll get on that and we'll check it out.
This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun.
Just random stutters here or there. Just a normal. Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad it's okay for you, but we'll try to see what we can do about everyone else here. This is interesting. There's so many people in this one Logi that it is filled. Oh my gosh, it takes up half my screen when I mouse over it. The other one only has a squad in it and command. The other one has, it's like 2 squads. That is so many men in one FTLB.
And live is going to be called in 15 seconds.
Yeah, we'll see what Soulfire does to 3 men sitting out in the open here.
And we are live.
Everyone's going north so far here, so I think they're just committing to the north and then pushing south. I think that's what he meant by north-south push here. SMTLB is lacking behind here. He must be because all the extra men is slowing him down. A few men dismounting. Looks like just ARs. Yes, the ARs, and I saw one SL. Okay, the command Rose Dragon. No, he's getting back on the other one? I'm not sure. Oh no, full squad dismounts. These guys are getting set up across the river here. I'm not. Are they gonna go for a long-range combat?
So US is pushed across east and as well as south. They have, it looks like they split up fire. It's Karma that pushed across.
Cool.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot Karma was in here.
Uzi and
All right, SLs can build whatever they want.
Godilla. He was talking about a 3-man firing squad. And, he wasn't.
Yeah, he really wasn't joking. That is it's interesting here. We'll see how much these men last. Because there's nowhere for them to run. Like once they're getting shot at, that is it. They're stuck.
Yeah. It's like it's interesting how both squads decided to play aggressive here. Both commands decided, all right, let's play aggressive. And so this is going to be very, very interesting. I'm really worried about Karma's little 3-man fire team here. It's they're facing on a lot of enemy contact soon.
Yeah, I mean, Rose Dragon, their command is leading the charge right now. And there's a Saw Gunner who's had him lined up. Oh, come on, open up, Saw. No, he's waiting for the rest of the men to get out in the open. They have no idea. Rose hasn't spotted him. Saw pops off. It gets 1 AR. It hits Command. Command goes down. Wow.
And it's Karma Cat that's shredding him down.
Our fire team's in contact across the water.
The Russians able to hide behind that rock, but only after Karmika was able to kill their command really early. That's going to be detrimental to the Russian.
That is very, very serious. I mean, that's right off the bat.
Can you check?
Hopefully, they have a game plan that's very well structured here.
If you look through the
man,
yeah.
See other people asking, why do they run in the open? Yeah, they had no idea they were there. That's what TW was saying. They had absolutely no idea that there's gonna be Russians over in that bridge.
It is really rare that the U.S. ever push out of castle to the east. So, see, even Karma says did not expect them all to be there. No one expected them both to play aggressive like this.
Yeah, no one expects the U.S. in position.
The Russian getting cocky and peeking the rock now.
I mean, to be fair, you got 2 full squads just pinning them down. But then there's I want to say a squad here, maybe a little more. Let's see.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's all 3's men pushing in from the north. They're gonna be able to get eyes on very, very fast here. They could sneak in, but I don't think it's gonna go too well, as all the U.S. is very consolidated.
And the MTOB is now in the northeast hill, and perfect overwatch position over Karma's fire team here. Now Karma this is the time Karma needs to pull his guys out with this MTOB.
But the thing is, I don't think there's any way for Karma to pull out. I don't think there's any exit on the backside.
And Uzi goes down.
Uzi, look down the barricade where he just died. Medic, look where Uzi was. He just died. Down the parapet.
Yeah, the grenade gets
Uzi able to throw a grenade before he died. Karma now realizing Uzi's dead, ordering Pro to look down that road. Looks like Kumquat is the guy.
You get some AR fire. It's really long range out here. It's looking down. Should see down the doorway. Yeah, he's perfectly lined. I think you only can see one. You can't see the doorway that both soldiers are on right now.
Karma just saying good luck. He realized he's pinned. He can't move anywhere.
Something that'll be interesting here is this Russian does have a lat. You could totally fire it right through that doorway and kill both of them. I really hope that he does. Because they don't have any Vicks to worry about. So let's see where the MTLB is at. I think it might just got returned back to main. I'm not entirely sure. It looks like it did. Yeah, it was. So no extra spice thrown on. This time, however, that does mean their lats are completely open to use it for whatever they want.
And then TB is pushing the bridge.
So just charging across it.
Just really pushing through, not even caring. Needs to watch out for a lat to its back here in a very vulnerable position. Dismounting infantry.
A full squad.
Return fire when you can.
There they go.
They're just going to blitzkrieg it here. Throwing nades. A raid of nades. Oh my god.
Oh, it gets 1, it gets 2, 3, 4. It gets 4.
This is insane.
5. It gets 5 people with those nades. Even more.
Oh, bad nades.
6.
3 of them
I think it's 6
down.
men. 6, 7 men.
This is
Now
insane.
US
I've never
throwing
seen this
nades.
happen before.
Except they're
And
just
Bump leading the charge
Hey,
from the Russian side.
Man, this is
absolutely
taking over for
obliterating them. This is insane right here.
I'm hearing reports of enemy smoke north of the castle.
And there's still that squad in the north. It's still just chilling. As these guys blitzkrieg on.
He's able to take out Bump. This is insane.
We are almost dead even on kills. We're at
Karma,
8 for
you
the
still
US,
up?
9 for the Russians. So it's working for the Russians. Those nades really did it in.
Oh, Husey goes down.
Dark Milkshake gets a double kill. Husey in the
From
buddy peek with him.
Karma able to
turns
get eyes
around.
on the Russian.
Oh no!
Just
We don't need any
lightning.
more lodging routes once that log gets bad.
We're losing numbers. I'm still holding 2 strong on the east side of the river.
So
Both
yeah,
MTLBs
the Russians
right next to me.
now on the
Over.
backside are getting lit up from Karma, set up on top of the tower.
Command, you copy? I have 2 MTLBs on my bus. I
I
have
went
eyes on
from
the east
going
wall scaling
great
over.
to going bad very, very fast right there.
Karma completely eliminated the Russian push on that wall.
Yeah, that was that's quite intense right there.
And more infantry more infantry dismount, and Karma takes MCOB fire, and MCOB pushes up to the front gate and dismounts more infantry.
Just guard the radio. Is the radio up? Did we ever put a radio down?
Yeah, I like the radio.
12
And
Alright, hold the radio. I got
the
MTLBs
Russian
trying to take
push.
me off here. I still have sporadic guys on your east wall.
We are airborne, the only Russian trooper who made it up inside of the compounder push.
Sounds like we traded here.
So yeah, I think, yeah, that squad is over on the far east, is loaded up in the MTB. It should be dismounting with more men.
And
Yeah,
Are they
can't
have they
able to
breached
take
the
out
wall?
one. This is by far the most unique round I have ever seen.
Yeah, this is definitely very, very nice. And it's still very even.
Oh. And they takes out another Russian. Are they dismounting more infantry? They are. They're dismounting more infantry. Looks like only 2 this to 3. So it looks like they're using MTLBs as transport to just bomb rush and blitzkrieg the compound.
Our streams, the streams overlap internally. I hear Karma, I don't see it on the HUD. Yeah, so Karma is, I'll point out where Karma is on the map right now. He's over here in this small little outcrop east side of the river. This is him right here with the saw gun. But yes, these streams are, I mean, Karma's not streaming right now, but obviously a video from it. But our streams are done by internal system, and our man mixing the cameras for tonight is Shadow Ritual.
Squad 1, do you have eyes on whatever you see across?
Stalingrad flashbacks is
And
intense.
Airborne just peeking, takes out Brando. There's a single man in the upper story of castle here.
So that Russian squad to the north is now getting on the rock south. We'll see how this
This is the
goes.
current
Kills
situation. We are
still
losing
dead
the
even,
top layer from the
16-16.
north. I have eyes on the east side of the castle wall still. Over.
Ooh, close nade. Almost takes out We Are Airborne. Karma's calling out that he has eyes on the upper of the castle and that they are losing it.
They're coming in hard from the north.
And he's making great contact reports, hopefully able to help the U.S. fall back to the castle before they lose it here. The Russians blitzkrieged it and was able to get some infantrymen into the castle, but Karma was able to destroy that eastern push. So now they're having to push directly from the north.
Yeah, Russians do need to do a full sweep on the top side. However, the only man who's made it in on the top side so far is We Are Airborne. And, well, everyone else hasn't been able to make it up quite yet.
He's doing pretty well, though. He was able to take out one U.S. infantry, and now looking probably to take out Vindication.
Oh, Saul lights up the guys on the rocks. I think it gets 3? No, 2. Maybe, you know, it gets 1 actually, because that's still alive.
And Karma, we were worried about Karma, but he's been able to take over, lead the entire platoon by himself and his buddy, and lock down the entire northern side. Karma is to the eastern side, still across the river.
Do you want to try and suppress
and
that
he's
building
now
while I try
switched
and
out
run
of the
upstairs to
castle,
left?
this little lookout castle.
So Karma currently has 9 kills. That's half of the kills currently on the U.S. side Karma has.
That is a full squad. He has wiped out a full squad by himself.
It's about watching with 3 men. Exactly.
And he's been confirmed. He's killed the Russian command early. And he's also killed 2 SLs, I believe, that were on that eastern push.
Yeah,
Nade's coming in.
And Nade's just lighting up the Russians on the staircase.
Yeah, that's
4
3
of
down.
them die.
3 or 4 of them down. Only 1 man remaining. It's an SL. We Are Airborne. Still just chugging along, man. This guy is a beast. He's definitely getting the Stalin hero right now.
I still can't get over how the Russians just blitzkrieg this.
I mean, it worked insanely well. And kills still dead even, 21-22. It's gonna be a close game, actually. Karma has to cross back over them.
Karma being able to call, as they are entering the front door, he takes out another guy entering. He takes out another. Karma is on fire, taking out 2 ARs, entering the comp.
I just shredded 2 more north.
I think We Are Airborne just finally, yeah, We Are Airborne finally gets down here.
Finally dies.
Wait, We Are Airborne gets 6 kills, sorry, 7. Yeah, 6 or 7.
It is now Liberal Pundit and Mr. Moneyman on the top floor of the, for the Russian.
How we looking in the cap? How we looking in the wire?
They reached. I have a couple guys in the barn.
Excuse me, I'm not entirely familiar with the Russian.
This is squad 2. We're down to 3 people in the south.
I feel like it would be called something Stalin, you know?
I'm in control now.
I was wrong.
Alright, I'm gonna try to make my way back to you, okay?
Dick folk just waiting for Husey or Mr. Money, but gets taken who came from the lower side of the castle.
Dorf was really watching the crossfire here. Only 2 men remaining on top, 1 man on the roof here.
And Karma just storming, now falling back to the castle, going across the bridge, right in the open, but having to lead the charge. I think he has now assumed platoon command, and has done a very good job at picking off
I've got guys. We're to the south.
the northern push from the
on
Russians.
the walls. Do you want us to open
1
fire?
man remaining up top
Where
is Dark
on the
Milkshake. He gets spotted by Dorf.
On the,
He goes down. No, sorry, Mr. Moneyman. Dorf goes down to Loopy.
They're in here.
And Karma's reached the
And
castle.
Karma now, yeah, he's now entering the top
Loopy goes
floor
down.
of the castle.
Grab more cover. I'll hold here. They just cleared radio.
Godzilla
They just did
is
radio.
really doing a good job covering
Karma
Karma's
is
flanks.
pushing the radio now. Realizes the takes out Mr. Moneyman. And it's Liberal Pundit right there.
Friendly here, friendly here.
And the medic
I got him.
able to take him out. And Karma was barely able to miss dying. Liberal could have easily killed him there.
During all of the infantry combat up top, there is now 2 MTLBs that have pulled inside of the compound. And, well, I think this is the last remaining Russians, actually. I don't think there's any more Russians. We should be able to check via just looking here, and yeah, I think it's just the people inside the MTLBs left.
Yeah, there's only one MTLB remaining that is manned, and it's manned by Lex Ryan and Biggie I.
And what is the kills now? So we're actually 30 and 29. So where is everyone actually? Come on, Charlie Sherpas. There is quite a few more U.S. still alive than the Russians, but not the difference that we're seeing right here. Oh, you know what? I'm looking at confirmed. I'm not looking at downed. 34, 31. There we go. That's 3 men. That is the difference that we're looking at right now.
And the MTLB is going to make a push, or try to. And Karma throws a very effective smoke if they stay there.
No lats. I'm looking at people's backpacks here. I don't think we got any lat gunners still up. Got more saws. And maybe a medic. No, just riflemen.
I'm gonna flank around unless.
So yeah, no lats left.
Dismounts.
Got it.
You guys are gonna scan through the compound and check every other building that they can before.
If I get killed, it probably came from southeast.
Yeah, smokes do work both
Big
ways.
EI that dismounts.
Jump up. So the only way they can get in behind us is the southeast jump up.
Where did he go?
Okay, alright. Okay, cool. So we got
he hops into the other MTLB.
Oh, he hopped in the other
That's where he went. Yeah, I was cycling through my outlines. I'm like, where did he go? He's in the.
He just disappeared. He went into the MTLB.
Glorious idea right there. All their AT is currently dead. It's like, what happened to the other MTLB? It's disappeared now. Oh no, I moved forward. I'm not paying attention right now.
And the one MTLB takes out its Crispy.
And the other
Karma. Now it's Code John, Deji, and Nova. Nova being the last person with command comms. And it looks like the Russians have 5 minutes to take the castle, which means sooner or later they're gonna have to dismount out of these MTLBs and take down that radio on foot here.
I mean, oh yeah, shit.
And
right?
Big EI goes
One of
down.
them dismounted, I got him.
Me.
I got one dismounted.
Lex Ryan is the last remaining Russian. Will he be able to clutch it, boys? We shall soon find out. So he can't stay in this MTOB very long. Oh, he dismounts just as I said. He's gonna throw a nade. It's not gonna be effective here.
I mean, that would be a normal place for people to hide up top. He just wants to see where they are.
And he hops it back in.
Thank you, Bears, for the compliments there. We'll hopefully see you guys at the next stream. We'll be wrapping up this fairly soon after this guy dies here. Alright, this is just a waiting game now at this point. He only has 5 minutes. So at a certain point, they are just going to time him out and end the round. But it is 1v4 right now, and the Americans know that. I mean, they saw the brief, but the messages came out, so they know that all they have to do at this point is just, well, wait. Just wait for the Russian to get up top and start taking the radio and then push him. Actually, how many did Karma get in an entire run here? Karma got a total of 12 men. almost half of the enemy team he killed.
That is insane. Almost 2 full squads.
I think it's almost exactly 2/3. Yeah, like 2/3 of the enemy team he kills. Sorry, a third, not 2/3. Probably counting down the time right now, seeing how long he's got to ramp and try to dig down that radio. If US did not, we're not able to place on the radio, then he might have been able to just kind of stay in that MTLB, but...
He dismounts. He needs to move now.
There's only one man up top, so if he pushes up top, he should be able to get him. This Godzilla's only looking north. He'll see him as soon as he starts going up the staircase. Lex's heart must be just pounding right now.
Has to be. He knows he's the last guy left. He has no clue how many US. He knows he's outnumbered. He takes out Pro. That's going to let the US know that where he is. But will they make a move on it is the question. It doesn't look like they do.
No, I think as soon as Lex starts to try to dig down that American radio, the Americans are going to be able to push him. And oddly enough, he won't be able to hear the Americans push him because he left his MTLB on. They're just so loud. So he might have to just kind of dig it up for a couple seconds, see if the American come over, and then retreat back into cover. Or just go for the gold and try digging it up.
To push this radio now.
Well, I think he's clearing it out at this point. He's just making sure there's no Americans in his flank, and there isn't, but he doesn't know that, right? So he wants to make sure that he's not going to get killed from the side. Americans, though, are pushing his way. Yeah, they're going to go to defend the radio. They're just going right on the radio. See these guys? Yeah, he saw these guys. He gets hit by Nova.
And nades go out.
He's got to find a different path here. Where did that third man go? Third man is now climbing up the same staircase that Lex went up. See if Lex is able to spot him. The two are pushing where Lex retreated from. And he goes down to Code John.
And that's gonna be GG.
Yeah, very, very nice game right there. So, win by... No, Americans both times. Very, very good game.
On Cotton Boys.
With 3 men remaining on either side, so it's very, very close as well. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know round 2 is definitely very, very nice.
Yeah.
So we'll hopefully see you guys on Wednesday with our next stream, another One Life operation, just like always. If you want to participate in it, go and sign up at squadups.gg. You do need to have basic, so make sure that you go ahead and sign up on the website to get basic as well. On top of it, you do get priority queuing in all of our servers just by signing up on the website, so it is 100% worth it. This was actually, let me go over some more stuff here. So youtube.com/squadops is where you can actually find all of our previous VODs from all of our previous events if you do want to keep on watching some of these streams with casting and all that kind of stuff. If you want to go ahead and just continue watching the streams as they come out, feel free to follow us at twitch.tv/squadops. Again, this was XF and Axegaming commentating for you guys tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys on Wednesday.